Harvey is finished in Hollywood. I really do. I don't see how anyone would work with him.
He tried to kiss me, and I pushed him off politely, and that's when he seemed to get angry or annoyed and told me to just stand there and be quiet.
Not Harvey Weinstein. You look at everything all over the world today, and how women are dressing.
What's wrong whether you're the president or you're Harvey Weinstein?
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We've got a panel. Can't wait to tackle these issues tonight. New allegations of rape and harassment against one of the most powerful men in Hollywood, Harvey Weinstein. Today, Angelina Jolie, Gwyneth Paltrow said they were sexually harassed by Weinstein. They joined actresses Ashley Judd, Rose McGowan, Mira Sorvino, Rosanna Arquette, and Asia Argent all said that Weinstein assaulted or harassed them. New article by The New Yorker says 3 other women accused Weinstein of rape, and the magazine published audio from a New York Police Department sting in which Weinstein seems to admit to groping an Italian model back in 2015.
Please come in on everything. I'm a famous guy.
I'm feeling very uncomfortable right now.
Please come in now. And 1 minute, and if you want to leave, when the guy comes with my jacket, you can go.
Yesterday you touched my breast.
Oh, please, I'm sorry. Just come on. I'm used to that.
But
Come on.
are you used to that?
Yes, come in.
No, but I'm not used to that.
I won't do it again. Come on. Sit here. Sit here for a minute, please.
No, I don't want to.
If you do this now, you will embarrass me. But no. Fine. Never call me again. Okay? I'm sorry. I promise you I won't do anything.
I know, but yesterday was too much.
The guy is coming. I will never do another thing to you. 5 minutes. Don't ruin your friendship with me for 5 minutes.
Makes you sick. Weinstein is a longtime donor to the Democratic Party. Former President Barack Obama just released a statement a short time ago. He said, quote, "Michelle and I have been disgusted by the recent reports about Harvey Weinstein. Any man who demeans and degrades women in such fashion needs to be condemned and held accountable, regardless of wealth or status," end quote. Hillary Clinton also released a statement today. She said, "I was shocked and appalled by the revelations about Harvey Weinstein. The behavior described by women coming forward cannot be tolerated. Their courage and the support of others is critical in helping to stop this kind of behavior." Weinstein, 65 years old, married, at least for now. He's got many movies behind his name: Pulp Fiction, Good Will Hunting, Shakespeare in Love, Gangs of New York, and Django Unchained, just to mention some. Sunday night, he was ousted from the company he co-founded. His brother Bob and 3 other board of director members fired him after a New York Times article detailed years of sexual conduct allegations and settlements with his accusers. Weinstein's spokeswoman said Weinstein can't speak to anonymous allegations, but with respect to any women who have made allegations on the record, Weinstein believes that all of these relationships were consensual. The spokesperson also said Weinstein has begun counseling and is pursuing a better path. Going off script with us tonight, Alyssa Rosenberg, pop culture columnist with the Washington Post, Judy Kurtz, columnist of The Hill, and Debbie Hines, Washington, D.C. attorney and former prosecutor. Ladies, let's start with opening statements. I mean, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts tonight on all this?
I think it's important to remember that Harvey Weinstein is not the exception, and the entertainment industry is not different from the rest of the business world. I think every woman I know has her Harvey Weinstein, and I think in the entertainment industry and elsewhere, a lot of people who have gotten away with a lot of things for a long time ought to be very nervous.
With that being said, put on the table, it's disgusting, it's deplorable, revolting, whatever you want to call it, just the political fallout from this. It is absolutely mind-boggling that 2 of the most prominent Democrats in the country, President Obama and Hillary Clinton, didn't release a statement about this until today, nearly 5 days later, after the first bombshell accusations in the New York Times. It is just a complete mystery, even to very big supporters of the former president and the former Democratic presidential nominee, why they would wait so long to condemn his actions, his alleged actions, I should say.
Debbie Hines.
And Bruce, I've said this before on your show, and I'll say it again. I don't think there's been that much change in this arena since the days of Anita Hill and Clarence Thomas in terms of powerful men being serial predators, serial rapists and serial sexual assaulters against women who are most vulnerable because they have their whole career being hanged and dangled over their head.
Yeah, the Attorney General, I take it in New York, decided not to bring charges based on that audio tape that we've heard. You're a former prosecutor. Of everything you've heard tonight and read, is there a criminal case to be made against Harvey Weinstein?
Well, the problem with Harvey Weinstein's case, which is the problem with all these cases, generally speaking, whether they're Bill O'Reilly or Roger Ailes or Bill Cosby, is that women are generally silent for such a long time that the statute of limitations in most states is blown by the time that they're able to go forward. I mean, a lot of these allegations are from decades ago because it's been a pattern in practice, as is usually the case in all of these cases.
Yeah. You know, Weinstein said at some point he's just a guy of the 60s and 70s when all the rules of behavior in the workplace were different. You know, I have my own response to that. Okay, that was a time when they were really in charge. There weren't nearly as many women, and certainly not women in positions of power where we could influence these types of things.
I'm fuming because rape was always rape. The law of rape is a common law crime. Sexual assault has always been a crime. So it's nothing that was different from the 1960s, 1970s, and now. The laws have not changed, and as we are seeing, the men have not changed.
Yeah, I would add to that, though, it was you go along to get along back then. I mean, to speak up, as we've seen from these women, it would jeopardize your career, perhaps even end your career. Am I correct?
Well, and I think saying that it's going along to get along underestimates the power dynamic here, right? I mean, this is one of the most important producers, especially of independent, challenging, interesting movies in Hollywood. He is renowned for being able to run the sort of campaigns that win people Oscars. And so it's not just a matter of dealing with a coworker in the next cubicle who maybe has a off-color calendar on his desk. It's someone who can completely destroy you. And I think this is really important. Weinstein is known for having an unbelievably violent, volcanic temper. He's a big guy, and I think people are genuinely frightened of him. So it's not merely a matter of laughing something off. I think a lot of these women have genuinely been living in fear.
What about the conservatives who say it's a double standard here? You know, the liberals and the left were far more harsh when it was Fox News and it was Roger Ailes and it was, you know, the guys over there. Liberals are, and you just mentioned Obama, Clinton, a little late, you know, to come forth.
I mean, okay, maybe they're a little late to come forth, but I don't see, other than Donna Karan, who gave a completely insane statement about Weinstein's accusers, I don't see anyone prominently on the left excusing this or encouraging this or saying that it's just locker room talk. Yes, I totally agree that there has been some unseemly delay on the part of people who took money from him. On the other hand, I don't really see anyone out championing this sort of behavior.
But I think also that the critics of, especially of the Clintons, and now until the Obamas spoke up just a few minutes ago with their statement, say that there is a double standard, given that Hillary Clinton, during the presidential election, during the campaign, targeted President Trump for many of the same or similar sexual assault, sexual harassment allegations that are now being lobbied against Harvey Weinstein.
I mean, I think she could have been faster, but I think there's a difference between being a little bit slow.
And there's been an avalanche, and if you recall back in the case of Bill Cosby, there was an avalanche of a storm against him as soon as it became known, and there has not exactly been the same avalanche against Harvey Weinstein. It's been more that people haven't said anything as opposed to coming out in support of him. So silence is sometimes acquiescence.
Going forward, I mean, if it stopped just where we are now, and normally it doesn't, this is a snowball type situation, what's the message going out there, you know, to those at the top of these corporations? What's the message to men and women now who are in these positions?
The message to men is that you can get away with it, obviously, for decades before anything happens. I mean, the message to women, it's very difficult to.
You don't think every corporate head isn't, responsible corporate head isn't sending out a memo, an email, a text or something like, you know, restating the policy? This can cost you billions and billions of dollars, correct? Corporations, I'm saying. Lawsuits, settlements, etc. I mean, I'm going on and on.
I just don't see it happening because of the culture. And it's very difficult to change culture.
You agree? It doesn't change? It got to go.
I mean, if you're Jeffrey Katzenberg and you're the head of Disney, you just put out this statement, I think, you know, you should be aware that people are going to watch you for whether or not you actually follow up on all the good things you're saying about sexual harassment.
And I think politicians need to condemn this no matter political affiliation.
Alyssa Rosenberg, Judy Kurtz, and Debbie Hines, thank you very much. To be continued.
Thank you.